Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Potionomics. We are here for day 27. So we've got the insight enhancers that we've boosted through Luna, which is great. We can't sell cures, but that's fine, we can work around that. Crystal Forest still has increased drops. That's good. We've currently got all three of our adventures there because we're still looking for that Citrus Geode or Geode Citrus, whatever it is, to upgrade our cauldrons. And then haggle customers have a sympathy debuff. Last time I didn't actually read. RIP Owl. Owl is gone and people have noticed. Speculation that Sylvia's beloved pet has died has made her more interesting in the eyes of the public. Wow. Hopefully he has not died. Let's start out with our gardening. We're getting, I think, 5 of everything. So, yeah, having those on hand is going to be good for us in the long run. What do I care about? You're not bad. I've used a couple of these, mostly just because I didn't want to use another one of those, so I don't know that I necessarily want to grow more of them. You would also be a good one to get more of. What about you? You would also be good. You're green and purple, so are you. You're just the higher version of the same, essentially the same thing. Okay. What about with green? Is there something else I would rather get? Not really. Probably want more of these. We can do that with blue. Okay. Yeah, let's go for more of these with purple. Or do I want this? So we only have 5. We only have 5 of these as well. We'll go for that. Get a few more of those in. We're now down to only 5 of these, and we are using these daily to boost Roxanne. So it seems reasonable to get a bunch more of them. For yellow, that's, I think, the yellow that we have 5 or less of that we actually care about. Arguably you. We could get more of the bones. It's a similar idea. Okay. We'll do that with yellow. So we've got the ore or the bug. Let's see. I keep thinking that I need to work on some of the rare quality plants. Or not plants specifically, the rare quality items. So I can give them out as gifts. So maybe that would actually be a smarter place to go with. Although I believe everyone loves the pure manas as well. So I could aim at just getting a ton of pure mana and just using those as gifts for everyone, but we'll go through them really fast. I don't know if that's actually a viable choice. So you're diamond. So I could get more of those for the people that like plants, which is... Mint can take plants. Saffron, of course, likes plants. And that's it. Maybe I do work on just getting a bunch of pure mana for gifts. Because if we use like 2 of our pots every day on pure mana, okay. So we're gonna get 8 of them back. Has that been a decent trade? We've spent 7. I don't know about that. All right, let's start here. Purple, you're gonna need 80 more, which means you need something that's a 40. There you go. You need 120, so you need a 60. That'll work. You need 120 as well, which is a 60 of yellow. You need a lot, like 180, so 90 of green. Same on both of you, 90 of green and 90 of red. I could just use up the last one of these. Or I could also just give that away as a gift. Because it's diamond. 112 is excessive. Just looking at the things that have lots of ingredients. Alright, fine. I'll use that. I've got tons of them. Doesn't help me with red, though, sadly. Now, for red, we are also looking for something in the 90-ish range. You'll do. I've got plenty of those. There. So we're going to get 10 of those. Still not going to be able to be used as gifts very quickly. We could just use all of this for gifts. There's an idea. If we just... all 5 of them churning these out. Wouldn't be a bad call. That's something to think about. That might actually be a smart choice. So, greater health potion, awesome. This will be... oh, stuck at grand. I was hoping it'd upgrade to superior. It did not. And you are going to be grand. But a 5-star grand. And it's the insight, not tonics, that matter anymore. But the goal was to have some of the thunder tonics and some silence. Perfect. We do want to look into a stamina potion. But I'm still hoping we can level up the cauldron first. I forgot we have these as well as fuel. I haven't been using them. Anyway, let's do what we have been doing of bringing one cauldron with us when we head out. So we're going to need to once again swap in our glass cauldron. That way, if we're lucky, we can upgrade with Muktuk. So what do I want to make here? I could make more insight, just so we are very ready to get lots of sales. I think I will. That'll give us another 4 that we can sell. Hopefully superior, but maybe just grand. Yeah. So turn off yellow and blue. And now we're wanting 120 of each and 160. That's how the math worked. That goes overboard of Magimans, just using a third one of these. That is crazy. Alright, well, we still need a lot more purple. Nearly there, actually. Do we have any small purple? Kind of, not really. There we go. 120, 160. So now we just need to get a bunch more green in using the cheapest ingredients we can find. And I will call that a huge success. Very stable. So, chance to go up another star or another tier, but again, we never fully get the perfect balance. And that's fine. We need to knock off 6 time units. Actually, we'll use one of these and a wood. There you go. So we'll have those ready to sell. We'll have those ready to sell, plus the ones we just finished brewing, which is going to be awesome. Might be nice to buy an enhancement shelf as well, because we don't have one of those. Just in case I'm forced to go back again to the Crystal Forest, because I'm going to send out 3 of my adventurers again, which means while we only have 4 Thunder Tonics and 4 Silence, I should possibly make more of each. Feels silly. Also, part of me is like, should I even bother upgrading the cauldron when we're about to have the competition and get access to new cauldrons? I don't know. But even when we get new cauldrons, we're probably going to still use these 2 anyway. They'll just shift to being my less good cauldrons. Alright, green and blue. We can't use as crazy of ingredients. Although we don't have as crazy of ingredients available. Okay. $64 Magiman's gonna be too big? I don't know. You can try it. Yes, it is. That's already too much. Okay. So then we want to balance out with smaller things. What's the smallest blue we have available? Probably like this 30, isn't it? No, we've got some 18s. Excellent. Then we should have an 18 of green. Yeah, these 2. No, that's still too much. We don't have any smaller blues. So I'm wanting to stay balanced. I can use you. So then we've got 120 left. Ugh. Which means I'm wanting ingredients that are 60. So the 64s were just tiny bit too much, but if we drop down to like 40s, that's a pretty big drop. Yeah, if we were just a tiny bit more. Although, if we traded out the 18s for 30s, is that too much? No. I think that could work. So a 30 of green and then a 30 of blue. There you go. We crossed the line into grand territory. And we're perfectly balanced. Okay, I'm happy with that. Again, take off 6 time units. And then lastly, with our glass cauldron. So we made some just basic greater health potions last time. I could make a selection of greater mana as well to have available. Although I do need to start thinking about this new request we got. This one's kind of garbage. It's 2 grands for 915, 2 graders instead for 1200. That's not bad. So let's see what we can do towards that. Greater stamina or greater insight? Let's look into stamina. We've already spent a lot of the ingredients for our insight, so we might have a harder time with that. Stamina should be easy. First of all, let's look at the traits. That's not where I wanted to go. The traits I'm needing. First and second. What do I have that gives the first? That hopefully... Give me back that recipe. It gives me red and purple and hopefully nothing else. Red and purple. So that'll give the first trait. Yep, that's the only option for the first trait. For the second trait... Red and green, green, green. Just red. Okay. That is the 2 positive traits I needed. So now we want to make sure we don't have negatives of those. And then we're looking for just red and purple. Okay, this should be very doable. Don't need to go super overboard. I doubt we're going to get it perfectly balanced. Because we had to use some weird ingredients. What do we have that gives some purple? Yeah, I don't want to use just my single ingredients because those are harder to use. Well, I think that's where we're at because 200 Magimin, that means our limit is 100. So we definitely don't need any more red. So we're going to try and fill up the rest with just purples. We need 2 more ingredients, unfortunately. Okay, so that's not going to work. Let's drop you. We can get a bunch more red out of cheap ingredients. We can actually use larger ingredients than that. Balance is fighting me. So I can fit in 4 more Magimins. We do have some 4 Magimins. Not of the colors we need, probably. Ooh, that's another way I could get the second tier trait. If I didn't care about the colors. But it's still going to be pretty stable even with these. mean, I guess I don't need... No, because see, that doesn't cross the line. We do need something larger than that. That's the trouble. But if we go all the way up to this, then I only have space. Because I want to cross that line. That's the struggle I'm dealing with. Alright, let's toss in one of those. Oh, dropped us down from very stable to stable. Just by putting that in. I don't want that. Probably because it's not the right colors at all. This cauldron is just barely too small. But I want to get all 4 potions. I guess I don't overly care too much about the number of stars, so I can just try and be happy here. Or I could technically drop down one of these 30 bugs, because there's probably purples less than 30. No. No, it's just gotta be 30. I could have used the 32s, actually, to get a tiny bit more. It's fine. I'm just gonna leave it. If we replaced all 3 of those bugs, that would get us to 196 as we currently stand. And I think 200's the line I'm searching for. It's fine. I keep fighting to just make things a tiny bit more efficient. And I don't think it matters as much. Okay, so this will be a greater stamina potion, which is what we need. Wait, insight and dowsing, not stamina. Glad I checked that. We're wanting you. Dowsing. Okay. I just saw the green potion and assumed stamina. Alright, that's entirely different. Let's redo all of this again. Excellent. Well done, me. So we want red, blue, and purple. I guess let's start here again. So, with red, blue, and purple for the first trait, what do we have? You would work. That's a maybe. You would also work. That would give me both traits, but it's a color I don't need. So you're a 32, you're also a 32. You at least give some purple, which I value because purple is hard to come by. So we'll go there. And then for the second trait, red and blue, you'll work. What do we have that gives purple? Nothing. Okay. And I guess, what do we have that's not these? Because I can use these giant ingredients, but I think that's going to come back to bite me later. Let's turn those off. Because yeah, we've got a Magmin limit we're already pushing towards. We need lots of purple, and then a bit more red and blue. But purple is the current problem. So we're looking to get 100... No. Hang on. So there's 10 pips there. We've got 200 Magimins, so each pip is worth 20, and we're trying to get 80. We're trying to get 80 of purple, and then 60 each of red and blue. That's the math. So we need 24 more purple, roughly. I think those 30s are the smallest purples we have, yeah. Okay. Or I could do it while doing mixed ingredients. Something that gives some purple. $24. Now, see, that's not enough, and I'd have to use a second one, but that would push the red too far. Okay, no, we'll just use some of these 30 items. Guess the bug. We're slightly too high there. We need 20 more red and like 30-ish more blue. 30 blue is doable. Blue is doable. I mean, we need 28. That's closer to 30. We go with that? Sure. Then we just need a bunch of red, and we can probably go with our smallest red items. Oh, we have already gone too far. Right, because we're a little over on purple, and then I was going a little over on red, or a little over on blue. Okay. You win, game. Smaller blue, and then more red. There you go. So that gets us solidly in the greater territory, which is what we were needing. And then nothing else should be canceling out those traits. So we should have, hard to see, the second and then the first trait. Excellent. So now we need to knock off some time. 7 time units. We'll use one of these because I have 11 of them. There we go. So now we are ready to head out. I don't think there's anything else I need to do. So for leveling up, we need to rank up with Muktuk and Corsac as the two lowest, and then anyone else. We've got 9,000 gold to spend. Let's go to Corsac first, so that we can level him up, and then grab our ingredients, and then go to Muktuk. Not my proudest moment, but I have some goods to share. Not the ones I need. 5 more of these prismatic timbers. Well, thank you, I suppose. As for gifts, you wanted... Always forget. Where are you? Flowers and fungus. That's right. We primarily give you these fungus. Any others since we're running out of that one? I could give you these. I don't use them, but I'm sure they're very expensive. But I might want to regrow more of those. Let's start out by ranking you up. I've got a minute or two.
So, what's our project for today?
As a matter of fact, I didn't have anything in mind.
Odd.
Why don't we do some of that, relaxing you're so fond of?
Okay.
Maybe we could treat ourselves to something sweet.
Are we going to ice cream?
I guess that depends on what you had in mind. Let me guess. Raiding a bee dazzler hive for fresh honey? Fighting a pack of feral squirrels for foraging rights to a berry bush?
Ice cream, Sylvia. I'm talking about buying some ice cream.
All right, another ice cream trip.
I'm not completely uncivilized, you know.
Now this was a good idea.
What'll you have?
It's hard to choose. So many options.
Not for me. Only one vegan option.
You know, I've never tried vegan ice cream before. What's it like?
If you're curious, I'd be happy to buy it for you.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to do that.
Please allow me. It would be my pleasure.
He wants to introduce someone else to the vegan lifestyle. Sylvia isn't sure what to expect from vegan ice cream. She sniffs it, then tries a small spoonful. It doesn't have quite the same texture as true ice cream, but it's flavorful as it melts on her tongue.
Hey, this is pretty good. Honestly, I'm not sure I would have even known the difference. Right. So, anyway.
How long have you been vegan? How's guild life? Kill any cool monsters? I mean, that's the topic at hand. So, how long have you been vegan?
How long have you been a vegan?
Been some time now. Stopped eating meat soon after I struck out on my own, and I haven't had milk in, maybe 3 years. Last time I drank, it was out of pure necessity. Directly from the teat of a lactating sea monster.
Okay.
Yeah, that might put me off of milk too. I hope you don't mind me saying so. But your small talk could use some work.
Not certain it's worth the effort. What's small talk gonna get me?
Friends. It will get you friends. Or at least acquaintances. Puts people at ease, maybe a love connection. I mean, small talk is important for that as well.
Maybe a love connection? Wouldn't you like to get out there and play the field? Or maybe even play a little closer to home?
I really wouldn't know where to start.
He's so awkward.
Small talk is easy. Here, just follow my lead.
Read any good books lately, or how about this weather? Any good books?
Read any good books lately?
Yes, a monograph on how to effectively husk a three-legged coconut.
A three-legged coconut.
Unfortunately, the book was eaten by a three-legged coconut.
Okay. All right, let's try again. But maybe without bringing up any weird monsters this time.
But that's all his life revolves around. Favorite food? Food will probably lead to monsters. How about favorite color?
What's your number one favorite color?
I don't rightly know.
Well, you got a teal-purple thing going on, so maybe one of those.
Is this a trap? This feels like a trap.
Corsac, relax. There's literally no wrong answer here.
If that's true, then what's the point of asking?
To get to know you better. You need people skills in order to survive. I want to get to know you better.
I want to get to know you better. It's as simple as that.
Then you should ask about my deeply held beliefs.
Fair. But most people don't want to talk about deep things at first. People like to start with the small stuff.
You can't start with that stuff. Small talk helps people ease into the heavy topics.
Exactly.
I'll have to take you at your word. You certainly know your way around people better than I do. Although there's something to be said for insulating yourself from all the frenzied socializing and intrigue. When you go to the happy place in your mind, you tend to get what you want.
Happy place. Raise interest by 14 and ignore any active buffs and debuffs. Just for this one card? Or for the rest of the turn, or... I don't know what that means. Ignoring active buffs could be harmful. Like if we have sympathy going on and this card can't interact with it.
I'm pretty sure my happy place is the ice cream shop.
We don't see eye to eye on everything, but on that, we can agree.
Okay. It's fun getting to know you a little better. I guess before we send him out, let's go check on the others. I don't think we sent out Baptiste, but let me verify. Okay, we did not. Let's send out the others, or check out the others to see if any of them got that geode we need. Not bad, not great. Again, that's a no. Am I going to the wrong place? I mean, that could be the problem. Clearly not. Sid, you are wonderful. And we got 4 of them, which means I can upgrade both of my cauldrons. And have some spares. Okay, I am probably still going to send them, because increased loot drops, but I don't need to send out everyone. So I probably won't send out Corsac, because his terrible loot capacity is awful. So we'll send out Mint and Sid again. Although, I've probably gotten basically all the different ingredients there at this point. So is there a point? Like, yes, I can send them out, but why? Maybe I won't. We'll save that money because I don't think the cost of sending them out between the 260 and then all of the potions is probably not worth it. We'll wait until we get access to new areas. I think they've gotten basically everything I need. Hopefully. With that in mind, I still need to give out gifts. You like bugs? Where is bugs hiding? There we go. You can have one of those. You like bones? Bones. I always forget which bones are good. You. Hey, thanks, friend. You are welcome. Then we've already gone to Baptiste, so let's give him a gift before I forget. And also see what we can invest in with you. You like flowers, but I think we're always running into problems of there aren't good flowers to give. Or at least there aren't flowers I want to give. So we've got that diamond. You. Alright. I can give you one of those. I humbly accept. We have all of these. Yeah. Fairly certain. Alright, we'll just go through our characters, giving gifts. You want a fish? Take one of those. You've got hidden talents, I see. Hot enough for you? Yes. It's plenty hot. You want a gem, and I think we generally just give you this one. Don't think we've gained anything else at that quality, and we have not. I quite like this. You should. I don't think we need to enchant today. We don't have any negative traits or positive traits to work towards. You want fruit. Yeah, these are only silver quality, and yet they took so long to find. We're obviously not giving you one of those. You can have one of these. And then as for marketing, so we go with sight enhancers, insight enhancer again. or boost aroma. Aroma is hard to work towards. I think out of these, I would like to boost the insight enhancers again, because those will be very valuable. So that'll be for tomorrow. Let's go to Muktuk. So I'm gonna want an enhancer shelf because we don't have one. We need to rank you up as well. I almost forgot about that. You can also have a fish. Let's rank up first. The fire can wait a while.
I can see it in your eyes, Sylvia. You wish to know if I have made progress.
I do.
You wish to know if the great work nears completion.
Yes, but probably not.
Sadly, the answer is no. Your dear Muktuk is in a rut.
Ooh.
What's the problem? Maybe I can help.
That is good of you, but my difficulty, it is metaphysical in nature. At this stage in my pilgrimage, the ancestors should bellow, filling my muscles with resolute purpose. Instead, they whisper, they gesture, and I find myself unsure how to proceed.
You could seek inspiration elsewhere, or you can't rush genius. Yeah, I don't know if he'd want to just seek inspiration elsewhere. This is inspiration from his ancestors. He wants to follow the process. If it takes time, that seems fine. You can't rush genius. Although if it's not necessarily try and find a different way to do it, but just part of the reason for them going on a pilgrimage is probably to see and experience new things. And if that's what he's, the focus, just go out and explore more and hope that something, then that is better than just waiting around and hoping that something comes to you on your own. Like doing the same thing and hoping for a new result isn't. Okay. Seek inspiration elsewhere. I've convinced myself for that answer.
You could seek inspiration elsewhere. It would be faster than waiting around.
Sylvia, what you suggest, it borders on sacrilege.
Okay, so it was taken as the sort of look for a different way to make your masterpiece than listening to your ancestors. Like follow your own wishes or the wishes of others instead of being guided by the ancestors. Okay. Which obviously he wouldn't take.
And yet, what is art without transgression? Perhaps the ancestors are quiet because they wish for me to turn my attention outward.
Yes.
It is decided. A change of scenery is called for. A quest for inspiration. Let us away!
Right now, okay. Where to?
And here
forest.
we are, in the bosom of nature's beauty!
At the sound of Muktuk's booming voice, birds take flight, scattering into the air. Muktuk seems pleased by this. He notes where the birds originated, then approaches their now abandoned trees.
See there, cradled gently between the branches.
A nest?
The bird's nest is a marvelous thing. It serves a purpose, a crucial one. That purpose informs everything about its construction, from the materials used to its very shape. Yet, there is room for flourish, for creative expression. See how no two nests are precisely alike. See the subtle variations employed. In that protean gap between form and function, purpose and playfulness. That is where we see art.
I can appreciate that point of view.
I went to meet the bird who used tinsel in her nest. Very festive.
Quite so. A daring choice. And it glitters so prettily, not unlike your eyes when they catch torchlight.
Ooh.
Oh, forgive me for being mawkish. Something about this forest biome. It sets one's mind to flights of fancy.
Huh.
We do not have such flora where I come from.
Really? No trees?
He's a walrus.
Oh, we have trees, but they are solitary, barren things. The harsh, wintry climate of my homeland does not allow for such verdancy.
No wonder you like the forge. No wonder you're so scantily clad. No wonder you like the forge.
Oh, no wonder you like the forge. It's one way to chase away a chill.
And what sweet music it makes! But this is why we travel, why we leave the safety of home, to see things we would otherwise not dream possible.
See, that's what I'm saying. You go out so that you can gain new experiences, and then you can use those experiences as a foundation for your art.
For even the wildest of imaginations is limited by our context and our experiences.
Yes.
The broader your horizons, the bolder your imaginings become.
It can get lonely, though. Being an outsider. Being so far away from home.
I know well of what you speak, for even in a land of immigrants, Muktuk is a curiosity.
True. But you're not the only... Like, even if you're the only walrus here, Roxanne is the only demon. I think Saffron is the only fawn druid. So it's like you guys... There are multiple lone individuals here. And therefore you're not alone? Hopefully?
But this is why, as I have said before, we must know our own worth. Where others might falter, we, as working artisans determined to leave our mark on a strange land, must put our best selves forward. And if, in our heart of hearts, we hold some doubt, we do not show it. Instead, we show confidence and unshakable bravado!
Bravado. Apply Bravado for 2 turns. Applies 3 additional interest whenever a card is played. 3 interest is not that much.
Fake it till you make it, right? But hey, how are you feeling about your project? You seem super inspired by that nest.
A wondrous sight it was. Yet, in truth, I think it could have been better. The execution was interesting, but there was something deeply derivative in the conception.
Harsh, but fair.
Alas, it is ever so. Other artists with their own flaws and foibles can only ever offer so much. Still, my mood is improved. I am happy to have spent this time in nature.
Okay.
And, most assuredly, to have spent it with you.
You must see my newest creations. Do you have new creations? No, it's the same ones that we've seen before. So yeah, I was thinking I might want the shelf for enhancers. It's just gold. At least for now. Because we have cures. And we have... That's the one we're not using, but for basic potions. I think it's the ocean shelf for tonics. Yeah. So that would give us a good upgrade for every type of potion we're trying to sell based on sales. Let's craft you. Truly, you have an eye for quality. And then if I was going to do upgrades, Cauldron is, of course, top priority. And Cauldron level 2. How many of these do we have kicking around? You won't tell me, unfortunately. But yeah, 10 ingredients, 575 Magimins. Amazing. And as for this, okay, we can easily pay that. We've got tons of those kicking around. And we have tons of all of that kicking around. Thank you, Muktuk. Tomorrow we will bring our other cauldron over to get it upgraded as well. Your business, it is appreciated. Thank you. Let's now go to Saffron. I do not like goodbyes. We'll get you a plant. You can have another bog beet. Thinking I might go with Saffron for my 3rd rank up. Yeah. Please, stay a while. I also like her de-stressing cards.
I'm glad you're here, Sylvia. I felt bad about how our last excursion ended.
I'm also curious about your time as an adventurer, and specifically being around when the Witch Queen was defeated.
I shouldn't have left things the way I did. And I'm particularly sorry to have spoiled what could have been a romantic moment. I was hoping you'd let me make it up to you with ice cream.
Another ice cream.
That's the best idea I've heard all day. Let's go.
Go? Go where?
So the ice cream parlor? You've got ice cream here?
To the ice cream parlor.
Parlor? You mean they've got a whole shop just for ice cream?
Where were you going to get ice cream?
That's wild and wildly unnecessary. Making ice cream at home is easy. Come on, I'll show you.
Saffron brings out a large hollowed-out tortoise shell. It's been filled with supports to keep it stable, and its surface glows with icy enchantment runes.
Is that an ice cream cauldron?
You're not far off the mark. We've just got to add some rock salt, heavy cream, basilisk milk, and various flavorings.
Basilisk milk?
Nah, I'm only pulling your leg. Basilisk milk's freezing point is far too low. We'll use plain old Minotaur milk.
Saffron combines her ingredients and sets to stirring. As the mixture thickens, her stirring
I
slows.
could help.
You essentially do this for a living. I can't have you stirring on your break.
The final result is astounding. Saffron has added subtle notes of lavender, and the freshness of the cream elevates the flavor.
I may be spoiled for all other ice cream.
Then we'll have to do this again. I'm determined to invent a palatable saffron-flavored variety. But does this mean my apology is accepted? My behavior at the beach forgotten?
Of course. But I also do want to hear more of the story when you're up to it. We should talk about it. Are we talking... Should we talk about your behavior, or should we talk about your story? Because yes, your apology is accepted. It's unclear. We should talk about it.
We should talk about it. As amazing as this gesture is, it isn't healthy to sweep things under the rug.
Yes.
I'd prefer to do this at my own pace, but I can't deny that your friendship has been a balm to me. So maybe you're right. Maybe this is an opportunity to get some things off my chest.
Like, sorry if you think we're forcing you. That's not the intent, but it probably will help you to talk about it.
I'm all ears.
We were speaking before about the day a group of heroes came to Rafta's shores. They slayed Maven's Kraken on their path to strike down the Witch Queen herself.
And you were there?
I was there, but I wasn't a spectator.
You were one of the adventurers?
The truth is, I was one of the heroes.
So why does everyone think that Robin is the only survivor?
Wait, really? You aren't pulling my leg? Saffron, that's amazing. Why didn't you tell me you're famous?
Probably isn't famous. No one seems to know that she was part of that group.
If I were truly famous, would you need to be told?
You know what I mean. You lived history, Saffron. You made history.
I think history would have gotten along just fine without us.
So what actually happened? Because everyone's got all these stories, but no one really knows? Why did the Witch Queen need to be taken down, and why do you think that whole event was bad?
We were all of us too green. Looking back, we were little more than kids. But we were absolutely certain of our own abilities, and we were so eager to make our mark on the world. We got our chance when the Heroes Guild finally decided to move against Witch Queen Maven. The guild's leadership claimed she had taken control of the people here and was building up a monstrous army to invade the mainland.
Okay.
I think even at the time, part of me knew that wasn't true.
Tell me more.
Why would they lie about that?
Probably because they wanted to encourage people to take her out. And so they made up a lie that would make people more willing.
Why else? Money. Maven had taken a barren island and infused it with magic. The guild and the royals and aristocrats it serves wanted access to this place, to its resources. She refused to barter with them, so they found a reason to move against her.
Ooh.
They told us we were defending our home. In hindsight, I think we were only invading someone else's.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
There were no captives to liberate, just a small community of outcasts here by choice. And there was no army of monsters. Just a single kraken guarding the harbor. We didn't anticipate that.
A big one, judging by the skull.
You can say that again. It had gorged itself on... It was the hardest fight we'd ever been in.
Misclick.
I was grievously injured. I would have died if not for our healer, Shaylee. We called her the She-Wolf, and she earned her name that day, defending me with a ferocity like nothing I'd seen before. After the battle, Shaylee and the others wanted to press on right away. Maven had to know we were there. Stealth was no longer an option. But my injuries were too severe. I needed time to recover. They left me in town, which was just a tiny collection of huts at this point, recruited a local boy to be their guide, and struck off to face Maven without me.
Okay. Local boy being Robin, presumably.
I guess you know what happened after that. I never saw them again.
Saffron, I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Yeah. So was Maven even doing anything bad? Or was she just here trying to live her life until she was killed? Taking a dead island and turning it into some flourishing... Paradise is the wrong word, but... flourishing magical area of her own.
It was all a long time ago. Most days I feel at peace with it. But occasionally the grief sneaks up on me, catches me off guard, overwhelms me. So that's my secret. For all my talk about tranquility, I'm actually a big hot mess.
Ha! You're entitled to be a little messy. You're a vision of grace. You absolutely are.
You're a vision of grace. I couldn't be more impressed with you.
That's kind. So long as you don't start looking at me as some wounded thing.
So, is the arm a result of your injuries in that battle? That's what I want to know now.
I have regrets, but I don't wallow in them. And I try my best to avoid picking up any new ones. But I regret how I acted at the beach. So I wanted to apologize, and I wanted to explain. And now I can take a breath and let it go.
Just like that?
Just like that. Stress can't get its claws into you if you don't let it. And mindfulness makes you master of your own mental domain.
Mindfulness. 0 cost, discard a stress card from your hand. Not useful all the time, but useful sometimes. Hopefully we're never stressed enough that we're getting enough stress cards that we need to have a separate card. Because that means we've wasted the stress card draw, and we'd also be wasting this draw just to get rid of it. And it's not actually dealing with our stress.
Tranquility, here I come.
So I don't know that I'd want to use that card.
Thank you for hearing me out, Sylvia. I honestly feel much better. And I promise to be less volatile from here on out.
Sylvia, it's always a pleasure. It is a pleasure. Let's look into carpentry. So I keep saying I want to get this second cauldron area or another cauldron available. I think I'm going to do that. It's a lot of my money, but we've got the money for it. And then fuel-wise, we've got not a ton of these, but some. I could buy a few more. I don't think I need a lot of fuel. We'll just get our hay back up to 20. The rest is probably good for another day. Okay. Let's go see Quinn and spend the rest of my money on ingredients. We meet again. So we do. For you, owlbear pheromones. Ooh. That is a lot of purple. Alright, nothing is on sale as I recall. Let's sort by Magimans this time, not price. So we're looking at things that have 3 or less Magimans. We want to have at least 5 of them. Although I think we are growing more of those, maybe. I think we're growing more of those as well. No, I don't need you. You've got 4 ingredients. 4 Magimans. Buy more of that. Yes, buy more of these. Yeah, we're actually pretty well topped up on a lot of these ingredients already. Definitely want more of those. Now we're getting into the significantly cheaper ingredients. Well, we are starting to get down on money. down to the final page. Getting at least 5 of every ingredient I could theoretically end up using. Basically out of money, but well done me. Okay, I think that's good. Let's head back home. Did I give you a gift? I don't think I did. I did not yet. Alright, you wanted a slime. Those are the ones we've been giving you, which keep feeling like they're not giving enough points. So let's see what else we have available. That's you. I'll give you one of those. So hopefully you're at a higher relationship point. But yeah, now let's travel home. See how things are going. Alright, gardening. How are things there? 5 each of these. So yeah, let's give it a shot. Put 2 of these in each. Because if we put in 1, we're going to get 4. So we'll be spending 10 to get 20. Which means in the morning, I will be at 20 of them. And if we keep doing that daily, we'll eventually just have a giant supply of these that we can use as gifts. And that's not bad. Okay, so there's our new cauldron spot. Excellent. Throw you down there. I guess I also need to look at our shelves, because we've got our new shelf, which is you. Excellent. Yeah, let's check out our brew now. Grand Thunder Tonics, which we're not going to go back out, which is what I'd been considering when I made those Thunder Tonics. That is a very positive trait brew. Okay. And then also we'll grab you out. So, where does that leave me? We've got 2 of these, one that's super amazing. I do still need to make a insight enhancer with positive traits. We'll look into doing that with our glass cauldron. So we'll start with our super great cauldron. What do I want to make with you? We still need to make a stamina potion for the tournament. Yeah. So red and purple. And we can go maxed out on Magimins because I doubt we're going to cross that threshold. Oh, and we can do 10 ingredients. Right. So we're going to get 5 potions out of this. Our best ingredients are purple only. It's a little awkward. So if we put in 4 of those, then a whole bunch of these for red, it's a perfect balance. Well, that's a random chance that worked out well. So yeah, we don't have the Magimins to reach that max limit. But okay. Still, we've crossed over what we could have done with our smaller cauldron. We're already into superior, and this is going to end up 2-star with a chance of a 3-star superior stamina. And that sounds pretty good to me. Now we need to knock off an insane amount of time. 4 more. There you go. We'll get 5 of those, so if we can get superior stamina on sale anytime soon, then what else? Insight is going to be on sale again tomorrow. And I'm going to sell all the ones I currently have, so I should make more. Red, green, and purple. Right. And I don't want to use up... I can use up one of those, and I think this was the other thing I need to hold on to. At least one of. We need primarily red. This is primarily red. Right, I forgot this is not the giant cauldron. Okay. So with 408 ingredients, that's 50... No, wait. Mathing. I was thinking about the other arrangement. 400 madrimons. So each of these points is 40. So it's 120, 120, 160. Yes. That takes red slightly too far. Alright, let's not. What's a good source of purple? It's not too huge. And I guess I can just toss in something like that. We need to get you to 120. That's slightly too high, but it's fairly close. Then a whole bunch of green. And red at this point. That's going to be way too much. But now we can use tiny ingredients, hopefully. Very stable. Yeah, we've got a bit too much purple, but that's fine. Do I think I'd get another star if I went a little bit bigger? I can fit in 13. That crossed over. Okay. So we're still very stable. Guaranteed 1-star, chance of a 2nd star. It's pretty good. So that'll be good to sell tomorrow. We need to knock off 6 time units. I mean, part of me wants to just use these because I have so many of them. But it's a bit of a waste. Ah, well. Okay. Ocean. I guess let's go to glass first and see what it would take to get the insight enhancer with those 2 traits, because that's, I think, the one we're missing, right? We made you with the 2 traits. Technically, you're a grand insight enhancer, but you are too good. So, but that would qualify. But alright, insight enhancer with those 2 positive traits. So you give the first positive trait. And then you give the second. Now we need basically small things. Lots of purple. And then little bits of red and green. That hopefully doesn't take it too far. I've taken it too far. Pretty good. Very stable. It's a grater. Excellent. I'm good enough with that. So that will meet the requirements that we need for the next, for that brew, the request. And lastly here. So the thing is, I don't know what areas are going to open up in a couple of days. But part of me thinks I should have a handful of various potions, like this one, where I assumed we wouldn't need the ice and thunder because we'd used them before. But then, nope, they became important again at this tier. So it's like, wouldn't surprise me if we have another shadow area. Or if some of these other cures we haven't used, like petrification. I think petrification is the only one we haven't used yet, but we've got plenty of those kicking around. We have, yeah, in this region we have all of these. Thunder, ice, and fire. So probably next region we're going to have shadow and then whatever this is. So what if I make a shadow cure now? Although with my weak cauldron, it's something. I can probably still make a greater, and we may not need grand, or maybe we will. Because I think I've gotten a decent amount of health and mana, right? Of greater quality. Yeah. Could go for something like a sight enhancer. But no, let's go for shadow. So we're looking at green and purple. We don't care about the traits. We can't go too big. I'm not going to use the Geode citrus. Too much already. That's perfectly balanced, but obviously I don't have small purples to just fill in the rest. So what if we go with that so we're heavily purple? Is there a smaller purple? Yes. Let's use one of you. It's a smaller purple. And then we can use 3 green ingredients. Sort of balance things out. Two more. That's not gonna work. Okay, now I need... what, 14 more? It's not quite gonna balance, unfortunately. It's real close, but it's very stable. And it is grand, which is probably going to be good enough for the next area if there is a shadow requirement. I'm happy enough with this. We need to take off 8 time units. There you go. That's all of them brewing. And then lastly, we can put something into our ager. Again, it'd be nice if we could see these things better. We're probably not going to need... Like, what do I have lots of? That I'm going to likely sell at some point. Grand Silence is a maybe. We could do the Grand Thunder Tonics. Whichever one we're going to bring to the competition. Got lots of those. Possibly I should make some more poison cures. Aim to go for something, because I guess we got a 5-star poison cure. What do we have for our thunder? A 5-star grand. 2 5-star grands. Well, 2 sets of them. Yeah, because I could grab these and age them up, and they'll be even better for the competition. Since I think all about the balance of gold. No, see, even if they're similar, it's got to be the exact same. Hang on. Put these in. It's weird to me that it goes up to 5. Well, I guess I was going to say because we can't make anything in sets of 5, but now we can with our new cauldron. Okay. I wonder if I use the same sets of ingredients. So the potions were identical if they would stack. Possibly. But I don't have, like, written down formulas I make the same thing with or anything. Okay. That's still going to be a sizable increase. I can age those. I'm not planning to sell them tonight. And now we need to get ready to open. So... why are you empty? Weird. Oh, because it was probably this that was on display. Alright, well, we're looking for a cure. Oh, but cures can't go... Right. Cures can't be for sale, so I can't even put them in the shop window. Oddly enough. So we'll just throw another one of those down. Now, enhancers. That's what we're really trying to sell. Then... Grand. Vine-aged Grand. Oh, that one's worth more because it's 5-star. Gotcha. And then those are superior, which is why they're worth a ton. Okay. And then Vendi. I'll just sell the rest of these while they're on sale. And yeah, I think basically selling everything based upon sales is the correct move to make tons of money. Rather than just selling whatever, which is what we were doing early on. Okay. I think we are ready to open the shop. Was there anything I gained? We hung out with Corsac and got Happy Place. No, I don't think I need that. Bravado is interesting, but 2 turns of getting 3 additional interest whenever a card is played. If I, again, was built around drawing extra cards, like the ones that draw cards and that are 0 to 1 cost, maybe? Not as critical. Then we hung out with you. Mindfulness. Discard a stress card. I don't think I need that either. Did I like Pander? I did like Pander. Yeah. I think I'm happy with how that deck is arranged. Let's open shop. Sorry to bug you. Sorry to bother you, but this potion caught my eye. Okay, you got 11 patience, so I'm probably not going to use pander here. Although we could give you more patience if I did. Means I'd be getting a bunch of stress. For 2 turns. But it would give so much. But you're also going to stress me out. Doing it. Not thrilled, but it is what it is. I wish I could quiet these doubts. Yeah, not great. Double blitz. Alright, well we can shield, which we're doing anyway. Automatically with that. So that gives us 3 shields to deal with that. Which means for all of you, it's fine for me to just use the cards. Two for 8 doesn't feel amazing. We're getting less interest because of that. You do still have a decent amount of patience, though. I wish I could quiet these doubts. Bunch more shield. Okay. Yeah, we can't use that because he's already at his last heart. Okay. Decreased stress sounds awesome. I don't think we're going to get the last heart, sadly. So let's decrease stress by 1. Let's raise your interest by... How close are we, actually? I would need 11. Yeah, and there's just no way to pull that off. Let's raise interest by 6, which doesn't matter, but the 3% price increase is still a thing. Actually, no, because... No. I was going to say, if one of these had given some more... If I'd started with sympathy for the other 2 cards, maybe it would have been enough to get the 5 extra points. Not sure. Let's just close the deal. I'll take the nearly 1,300. Thanks so much. I waved you on the street yesterday, but I guess you didn't see me. How much is this one? It's probably more than I want to spend. Well, do you want to spend 800 gold? Alright, we can get up a level and then compromise to just finish this. Right now. No stress gained. In fact, some stress lost. Maybe it's not so bad. Alright then. Things come again. You must be eager to call tonight. I'll be quick. Sell me something. How about this? We can pander again. We do have a keep your guard up, which will cover the pander for the first turn at least. So let's go confident. So that's worth even more. Excellent. Too much shield. We could pander again. Well now. Not going to be able to get down to a point where I can use deep connection, unfortunately. Alright, let's see where pander gets me. That's it. We would need some way of going up 19 more, which obviously we're not going to pull off. I stand corrected. Is my math good? My math is not good. Hang on. No, 21 gets me to 30. I need 29, not 19. Good thing I checked. So yeah. Sad that I can't get you to the final heart. But we'll close out the deal and take your 1,300 gold. What a pleasant outcome. Hey, Sid. Cue my entrance music. Guess I'm not getting any younger. The witching hours. With so many gigs, the only time Sid has to write new songs is after midnight. Some potions would help her stave off the Sandman. So you need drowsiness and alertness. Drowsiness cure, alertness enhancer. Gotcha. Grand level with 2 positives for only 1,000. I don't know about that. I'll accept it, but I may not actually do it. Rock on. This potion's got real stage presence. Okay. Let's go with... You're not trying to stress me out here. So let's go with confident. Keep our guard up. And increase your patience. Got a sound check in 10 minutes. Probably shouldn't go shopping if you got a sound check so quick. Let's see, if we can cross over that threshold, then compromise will just finish us off. So we'll start with decreasing stress. Yep, just compromise. I'm good with that. Sweet, see you next time. I used to buy from your uncle. I see talent runs in the family. This looks pretty great if the price is right. Where is Owl at this point? Alright, you're not trying to stress me out. Not thrilled to be taking the stress from Pander, but I'm probably going to do it anyway. Because 30 is just so good. This isn't one of those traps where I finally walk outside and 100 years have gone by. No. Doubt already? Come on. So we aren't going to be able to do deep connection regardless. Because we can't get rid of doubt. So... you're going to stress me out. I guess the thing is, I could do, like, reinforced to try and minimize the stress I'm gaining, but I'm going to get 3 from myself and 3 from you. Plus 1 more here. And I don't have any means yet of raising your interest. So I think I'm just going to close the deal here and save myself those 7 stress. So you get it slightly cheaper.
That's all of them for now.
Just here to check my tomes. Ah, welcome back. 13,000 earned today? Really?
It's not so bad without customers around.
Hello again, Sylvia.
Hi, Robin.
Robin! And May! I didn't think I'd be seeing you before the competition. Did you reconsider and decide to buy a potion after all?
Keep up the good work and I won't be able to resist. But no, I'm here to discuss another potion maker entirely. What do you know about this Boss Finn character?
Yeah. I know that he is shady and has been creating a bunch of patents on potions so that no one else can sell them.
He's a piece of work, I can tell you that. He's using some kind of magical patent to prevent me from selling certain potions.
Not just you. It's affecting all of us. And between you and me, I am not happy.
It can't be legal.
It's not. But who's going to step in? Rafta is barely civilized. We have the town guard to protect us from obvious, violent crimes. But the subtler variety of criminal could ride roughshod over us for years.
Yeah.
He's my next opponent, you know. We're scheduled to face off in a couple days.
Oh, I'm aware. And I absolutely must maintain my objectivity. Otherwise, he and I would be having words right now. And I guarantee he wouldn't enjoy that very much.
You do have an angrier side that you show on occasion. Usually you're very positive. But right now...
If you happen to beat him, feel free to kick him while he's down, would you? I'll turn a blind eye. If you don't beat him, however, well, my objectivity only has to last so long, and I've got a potion of dehydration with his name on it.
That would be rough for a sea creature.
See you soon, Sylvia.
Wow, I guess Boss Finn brings out the murderous rage in just about everybody, right, Oswald? Oh, right. For a second, Never mind.
Yeah, she's missing him. But that's where we're going to end today's episode. Next time we will, I guess, work on, I guess it's day 28, so we're nearly to the competition. So final preparations. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.